Hello, everyone, and welcome to Amara's Voice. I'm a teacher and an uplifter, which means I see people as already home. I see them as vibrant, joyful, magnificent, and powerful. I see the source within them, which leads them to a powerful truth from within. I see them living in alignment with self, having such wonderful beliefs that make them stay in their joyful, natural element. Today I'm pondering the story you tell. Now, many of us have a story we tell to everyone. You meet with friends, with family, and wherever you go, there's a story you share with whoever you meet. You may not realize it, but you've practiced this story. In fact, it comes through you almost automatically now. You find yourself saying things like, the economy is bad, and there's no money right now, my ulcers are killing me, my left knee can't handle that much pressure, my back hurts, look at my vitals, the men in my life always leave, the women I love are always controlling, and so on and so on and so on. You've practiced this story so much that even when something truly different tries to appear, you push it away just to hold on to the certainty that things always happen the same way for you. So not only do you tell the story, you've told everyone in your world to believe it. They've heard you say it again and again, and this is the interesting part. Once enough people believe the story you've been telling, it begins to build momentum. The story, once believable, takes on a rhythm of its own. You don't even need to say it anymore, you become it. People who don't even know you will look at you and immediately feel the kind of person you are. And those who resonate with that story will be drawn to you just to confirm it in your life. This is how you take on a role in your life. We've all watched movies and we know the main character. Maybe she's confident, the kind of person who walks into any room and everyone listens. And as you watch her play that role, you're convinced that no matter what comes her way, she's going to walk right out of it. You just know it because that's the role she's playing. But imagine this for a moment. What if that same character suddenly stopped showing up as that version of herself? A situation comes, one you know she would normally handle with ease, but instead she just lies there and takes it. You'd feel confused, you'd wonder, why is she acting like this? And part of you might still hold hope, thinking maybe it's just this time. Next time she'll get them. But if the movie keeps going that way, you start to feel it. You think it started off so beautifully, but now it's a little boring. She's not relatable anymore. The way she started and the way the story is going now, it doesn't match. It doesn't make sense. And slowly the movie begins to lose you. You feel it. It starts to feel a little boring, a little disconnected, and this is the same in our lives. We tell a story and we become a certain kind of character within it. And when that character begins to change, there can be a quiet fear, a fear that if I'm not who I've always been in this story, will the people who know me still stay? So why am I saying all this? Because when you tell a story about your life, you're building a character that not only you believe in, but one that the people around you begin believing too. And once you believe something, you begin to expect it. And your expectations are always true to you. But even more than that, the people around you begin to expect it too. They expect you to complain about something, to be sick, to be broke, to be brokenhearted, to have issues at work. They're listening, waiting for you to tell your story. But they already know it. They know you'll talk about this and about that, about how things are going well, about what's not working. They expect it. They know you'll speak about your body and how you don't like it, about your relationships and how they're falling apart, about life and how hard it is. They know because they've come to expect it. And just as they know the character you've built over the years, you know theirs too. You all understand each other's roles. You all know why this is happening and why that keeps repeating, and together, often without realizing it, you participate in creating a shared reality, the one you call life. You fit into each other's stories so perfectly, and then you wonder why the same things keep happening. But it's not random, it's character. It's the role you've been playing again and again. And here's the truth, you're not actually any of those things that don't serve you, but together you've been agreeing to keep them alive. The doctor and the patient fit perfectly. This is the power of the numbers. Just like that movie character, the one who always rises, always handles everything. If they suddenly stop showing up that way, it feels confusing. And in the same way, when you decide to change your role, many people around you won't understand. They won't recognize the new version of you. I can tell you this from my own experience. Becoming Amara changed my role. This new character I embody now has brought me so much clarity. Because imagine, people have known you a certain way your entire life. They'll say, I know you. And then suddenly you're this ball of joy, of light, of positive energy, no longer able to be negative and be fine in that old role. It doesn't make sense to them. Most people don't quite know how to relate to you anymore. They don't know how to be around you. And it's not a bad thing, but it brings so much clarity. It's the role you've always played. In fact, it's made it easier for me to make new connections, for example. Now that I can relate with the newer people, because for them they know me just as Amara. And this is all okay, by the way. It's okay to be on your journey as your character begins to change. You may lose a few people who once thought the way you did, those who were drawn to the version of you that you used to be, to that story you told. And as you change, yes, some people will fall away. But that's not something to fear. It simply means the story is changing and new characters are coming. At some point, the role you once played will be gone. And this is the rebirth of a new ego. As old beliefs fall away, the new ones begin to take their place. Consciously, one by one, you begin to shed the old version of yourself, and a new one emerges. With this new role, this new identity, you begin to attract different people into your life. Your ego is always changing. But even for those of us who have changed, sometimes we still hold on to things the old version of us believed in. Even when we know they no longer serve us, we hesitate. We hold on because we're not quite sure how to fully let go. But this new version of you will keep guiding you forward. It will keep turning you toward who you've become. And anytime you move in a direction that's less than your expansion, you'll feel it. That discomfort, that negative emotion is simply showing you that you're not aligned with your expansion. You're not keeping up with you. Think of it like this. You say, I'm in 8th grade now, but I still want to spend all my time with friends from 4th grade. Yes, you can still connect with them, but it won't feel natural to stay there for long because your expansion won't let you. And you might think, I can bring them up to where I am, but they're still who they are. And when you don't allow them to be where they are and instead try to pull them forward, they may begin to resent you. Even if you're loving, even if you're positive, even if your intentions are pure, it can feel like pressure to them. You'll cause them annoyance, and their energy will push back because you're asking them to skip steps they need to walk through just like you did so they can enjoy the 8th grade. So the first step, especially as a teacher, is to accept people where they are and to truly respect them there. Their journey matters deeply to them, and your ability to hear them, to really hear them without dismissing them, will have a far greater impact than looking down on them. At the same time, you must remain aware of your own expansion and not take on roles or responsibilities you've already outgrown just to stay familiar or comfortable in someone else's story. Imagine your inner being, always by your side, seeing you turn away from your true being, hearing you say stories that affect you negatively, and yet the inner being doesn't say, I can't handle this person, I can't deal with them. Your inner being that always understands the value of contrast and doesn't freak out simply because you're having a hard time. A gentle nudge to get you pointed back to the right direction is all your inner being can offer, but even then you have to decide to choose. Your inner being can only experience contrasting experiences through you, and the inner being understands the value of such an experience toward the expansion of all that is. So each step you take matters. It's all good. The new role you're playing will not let you be anything less than what you've become. Once you know that 5 times 5 is 25, you can't go back to learning numbers like a child who doesn't know them. Your expansion won't allow it. You will naturally begin to want more for yourself, not from a place of lack, but because it's your nature to grow, to reach, to become. You are always in a state of becoming. Now that you know your role creates all that surrounds you, the people who show up, the thoughts you practice, and the beliefs that follow, I ask you this: what is your role? What character have you taken on? And more importantly, what character are you choosing now? Is it serving you? Is it moving you forward or quietly pulling you back to a place you've already outgrown? Are you still practicing a role that no longer belongs to you? Look around you. Who are the people in your life, and what do they believe about you? What have you taught them to expect? Are you choosing to go back to a lower grade simply because it feels less lonely there? Or are you consciously aware right now, choosing thoughts that match your expansion? What do you and the people around you talk about? What emotions feel most familiar to you? What are the feelings you identify with the most? And even now, as you listen to this, can you recognize the story you've been telling? And if there's anything that doesn't make your story feel vibrant, let it go. If it's a person, let them go. Trust that if they're meant to be in your life, they'll return when they are ready to receive you. Or maybe they won't. Either way, you are fine. But even deeper than that, what is the story you tell yourself about you? If there's no one listening, what are you telling your own self about your own self? Because this is the most important story of all. And if there's anything that doesn't make your story vibrant, I'm asking you today, please, 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 let it go. What story do you tell about your body, about your children, about your finances? Many will say, but Amara, if I choose to tell a story that feels good, then I'm not being truthful. I'm lying to myself. And I say this, there are many things that are true right now, and they are also bad in this world, and you are consciously choosing not to focus on them. So why not focus on the ones that make you feel good? There's so many things in your life that are working, that are beautiful, that are good. Talk about those things. Focus on them. Share those stories. Because unless you want the unwanted to expand in your reality, you must stop giving it your attention. Every time you tell a story, you are confirming your character within this reality. And it cannot be anything other than what you keep repeating. That alone is a clear indication of where you're headed, your future, your life. So rewrite your story. Tell it differently and make it one that feels good to you. I'm Amara, and I'm pondering for the love of pondering. I love you all. Focus on feeling good. Bye.